So where are you going?
Going on a little hike, but this is what happens when you didn't plan to hike and you didn't bring the right gear. One of my favorite things about the Eastern Sierra are the countless side roads that lead to adventure. This week, Jon had work north of Bridgeport, so I jumped at the chance to do a solo hike from Virginia Lake to Green Creek. It was a last-minute decision with last-minute gear, but that's what makes it an adventure. And even though I underestimated the mileage by 50% and ran short of water, it was a glorious day on the trail. There's something exhilarating about seeing your ride drive away and you know you're all on your own. It doesn't say which way to go, but I will check to make sure. Up Gaia. Maybe it is to the left. Okay, we're going to the left. We'll figure it out soon enough. It's often the case. They end up at the same spot, so I could have taken either route. This is where you hope there are no earthquakes today. What a view. What a view. And now I remember this little cabin. Oh, cool. Glad to see it 15 years later. There's the old bed frame. I didn't have any breakfast, so I think I'll stop and have a snack. Schatz Bakery makes these energy bars. They're really good. There's no added sugar, just lots of fruit and nuts and good stuff in there. And I've paired it with some Tillamook smoked black pepper cheese. It's really good. Check out the name of this lake. Pull that down. Cooney Lake. And the next one will be the Frog Lakes. 1.26 miles to this point. It feels like nothing, even though it's 10,200 feet. Still hazy down there, but I am so lucky that the air quality has improved because of the air coming from the Pacific Ocean right now. Here's our first glimpse of Summit Lake. This really is an easy 10-miler if you want to do a 10-miler, but you got to have someone to pick you up. The rocks are gorgeous here. I did remember to download the geology overlay for my Gaia. What a beautiful ribbon of rock. Beautiful, a little bit of quartz. That's gorgeous. This is gorgeous lichen. Beautiful little creek. And 2 more lakes. Let's see what they're called. Hoover Lakes. Okay, those are called Hoover Lakes. Epidote Peak is straight ahead that way. There's the junction that takes you up to Summit Lake, and I might as well go up there because I've got tons of time. It is right now 11 o'clock. Whoa. I hadn't planned on taking this hike. This was kind of a last-minute decision when we were driving up, and I thought, I don't want to sit in the car all day while Jon does his work. So I got out my map and found this nice little hike that takes me from Virginia Lakes to Green Creek. And, oh, my cheese is all melted. That's all right. And so I didn't bring the equipment that I really needed for this hike, or that is nice to have on a short hike, especially when you're going solo. So I thought I'd pull out some of the stuff that I did bring and talk about it, and talk about the stuff I didn't bring and why I like to carry it. The first thing is water. I forgot my water filter, and I usually keep it in the car, but I didn't this time, so I wish I had that because I wouldn't have to carry an extra bottle of water. Although I don't really worry a whole lot up here about running out of water, because you're going to run into a lot of hikers, backpackers who are going to have a water filter. I'm sure they'll let you use it. And there are also lots of fresh streams that come off of snowmelt, and I feel pretty safe drinking those in a pinch. The next thing is a backpack. I didn't bring my normal backpack if I were going to do a longer hike. I just brought my little kind of a stuff sack backpack. But the truth is, this has worked out pretty well. But if I'd known I was going to do this longer hike, I would have done that, because it's more comfortable than carrying Jon's hip pack. That doesn't hold a lot of stuff, and I wanted to carry extra gear for, you know, if it got cold. So this has worked out pretty well, actually. 2 hiking sticks. Now on a short hike, I'll often just take one because I've got a camera in one hand and a stick in the other. But on a hike like this, where it's a lot of downhill, there is going to be about 6 or 7 miles downhill. That's where I have the most trouble. So the sticks will help me keep my knees from getting tired out. Let's go check out Hoover Lakes, and I'll talk about some more gear. And in the meantime, it'll give me a chance to charge up my phone because it's down to like 25%. I actually didn't start with 100, I started with 90, which was really stupid. But Jon gave me his battery, and I will charge it on our hike down to Hoover Lakes. I just spoke with a hiker who is heading toward Twin Lakes, which is, I'm guessing it's probably 20 miles from here. But he told me something I didn't realize. He left his vehicle at Twin Lakes, and he picked up a hitchhiker shuttle at Mammoth. So I'm thinking the shuttle must have taken him, he must have picked him up at Twin Lakes and then brought him down to Virginia Lakes to do this little trail. We're down at Hoover Lakes. So the battery is almost charged now, and I wanted to point out something about this little device that I brought along. And it has 4 of these, what do you call these? These ends that plug into devices. This is a C, and it comes with 2 lightning and 1 micro USB. That's really handy to have. So whatever thing I need to charge, I've got it right in this one device. So I will put a link to that if you're interested. It's 4 watt. They make one that's 3 watt. This one's 4 watt. It's worked great in the van too. If you're worried about safety when you're traveling alone or with someone else, we bought a personal location device, a PLD, before we went to Alaska because Jon has some heart issues. He's mostly fine. But it's, and I'm not recommending this over something else, but this one is an InReach. And so I do have that if I needed to alert someone to bring help immediately. I would have to be in pretty bad shape to hit the SOS button. But you can get some that have text messages that you can send. The plans that have text messages are a little bit higher than those without. But if you guys have experience with your PLD and you like it a lot and you think it has great features, then let me know what it is. The one thing I didn't bring that I usually bring is a first aid kit. So I was remiss in that department, but again, I didn't think we would be doing this kind of hiking, or I would be doing it. So make sure you put together a really good kit, and actually put together a nice 10 essential kit that has things like matches, a whistle, a compass. What else do you need? I'll put a list together of things that you really should have when you're out, especially by yourself. It is now 2 p.m. Jon is supposed to pick me up at 4. And I probably have, I'm guessing, between 3 and 4 miles to go. I'm going to look at my all trails when we get up here. And by the way, I put a Band-Aid. I did have Band-Aids
got him at the last minute. And I put a Band-Aid on that toe because the toenail next to it cut into it. So it was really just a matter of me forgetting to cut my toenails. If you like YouTube channels that are about hiking, I mean, obviously there's Darwin on the Trail, which most of you probably know about. But another one is Forestry Forest, or is it Foresty Forest? I don't know. Anyway, I'll put a link in the description box because this young kid is awesome. He probably bags a peak a day almost. He's a Canadian, and he also lives in his four-wheel drive GMC van, and he cooks in every episode. So if you want to see somebody cooking, then that's the channel to watch. He's just really awesome. I love his kind of monotone delivery. On the first section from Virginia Lakes up to Summit Lake, I ran into probably 15 people. About half women, a number of solo hikers, and some, guys. But on this section, down to Green Creek, I haven't seen anybody. I'm guessing though, when we get closer in, I'll find some fishermen. And that surprises me because yesterday when we scouted out the trailhead, there were a ton of cars there. So I'm guessing they all come down for the weekend, get their hiking in, and then go home. But we'll see. East Lake now. I'm getting tired. And I'm looking forward to an outdoor shower. And another little pond, unnamed. There's one more piece of gear I brought that I'm going to turn on now because I'm probably within 2 miles of the trailhead, and that's a walkie-talkie so that I can find Jon. And I'm kind of thinking if he gets done early, he's going to come up and start heading up this trail. So we'll see. But I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. Sure enough, I pinged the walkie-talkie, and Jon said he's 2 miles up the trail, but we'll find out. Jon doesn't have a map, so he's not quite sure he's even on the right trail, but at least we can hear each other. I'm glad I remembered to bring 1 Tylenol and 1 Excedrin, and I'm going to take the Excedrin because my knees are getting tired. I probably should not have done the little side trip up to Summit Lake, but the downhill portions are just a killer for my knees. So where is that sucker? It's in here somewhere. There it is. Okay. See if this gives me some relief. This has been well worth the effort. I've got to do this more often. How pretty is this? Fireweed. Always reminds me of Alaska. Okay, let's go. Okay, coming up on the last of the lakes on this trip. It's Green Lake. And Jon is at some junction somewhere, but I'll find him.
That drives wolves mad.
Do you see Jon? There he is. I don't think he brought any water. He's probably going to want some of mine. Glad to see the old man.
Hi.
Hi. Good to see ya.
You take it down.
Sure enough, he didn't bring water. So I was off a little bit. Jon says it's almost 3 miles to here. 3 miles to here. I've already done almost 12, so it'll be 15 when we're done. Oh.
As Maxwell Smart would say, missed it by that much.
He's gonna help me over the log. That's how pathetic I am. And I'm gonna take his help. Ah, I'm tired. Thank you. There's a beaver right behind that log. Let's see if I can come behind him. Go over here. Right there. Wow. There he is. Do you see him behind that log? Huh? Oh, there he goes. Neat, neat, neat. Wow, look at that handiwork all the way across. That beaver built this. That's beautiful. Sight for sore eyes. Oh, what a beautiful band. What does it say? 15.15 miles. No wonder I'm exhausted. Jon says I have a reputation for underestimating my heights, and I can't get the words out. I'm so tired.
She has a gift for screwing up.